We have some really good news for you people. The 3-show NCIS crossover is finally happening. Unlike other shared worlds like One Chicago and Law & Order, which have featured big events spread across many seasons, NCIS has kept 2 smaller ones. Well, not anymore. NCIS has just announced a rare 2-hour special with both LA and Hawaii teams working on one case together for a crossover expected to premiere in January. Keep watching for all the deets. First up, what do we know about it? Now, the good thing is, the event's production has already begun, but sadly, we don't know many specifics yet. What we do know is that NCIS's Gary Cole, Wilmer Valderrama, and Brian Dietzen will be there, as well as Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J from NCIS Los Angeles will be joining the crossover roster. And then there are some names from NCIS Hawaii joining in too. Vanessa Lachey, Yasmine Al-Bustami, and Noah Mills are going to be part of the cast too. And according to EW, the team will try to take down a mysterious and skilled hitman with some of their own as his targets. We know that NCIS LA debuted as a 2-part backdoor pilot on NCIS, and there have been smaller crossovers between the 2 shows afterwards. Polly Perrette, Michael Weatherly, and Rocky Carroll have all gone west. That's not all. There have also been 2-part crossovers between NCIS and New Orleans, and even between NCIS and Hawaii. Next up, what else do we know about the crossover? According to Deadline, CBS has scheduled the first ever crossover between NCIS and its spin-offs, NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS Hawaii, for January 2023. Fans who have long requested the Monday night special event can expect to see agents across the different series as they strive to bring down a mysterious hitman. And if the agents aren't super careful, some of them may end up in the crosshairs. Okay, so NCIS and NCIS Hawaii crossed over for the second time just last month, with Nick Torres and co. heading to the island in pursuit of a suspect. And it's not like this crossover isn't entirely unexpected, considering what NCIS LA executive producer R. Scott Gemmell told TV Insider. This was during a discussion of the season 13 finale, and he and Jan Nash, executive producer of NCIS Hawaii, confirmed that the possibility was definitely there. Let's look at how the fans have reacted. For the time being, all we can do is wait for further information regarding the upcoming event and pray that we don't have to say goodbye to anyone from these beloved teams. Anyway, we were really happy to see prayers for a 3-way crossover finally answered, and many took to social media to express their delight. Like one fan said, "I have been waiting for a big crossover from the hashtag NCISverse for so long." Or how another Joyce Rochelle wrote, "It's about time." Other fans expressed disappointment that the crossover couldn't take place when the canceled spin-off NCIS New Orleans was still on the air. We really missed that show. And there are those who've gone to Twitter to call for the return of characters such as Leroy Gibbs and legacy characters like Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David. For the time being, all we can do is wait for further information about the next event and hope that we don't have to say goodbye to anyone from these teams as a result of being in the crosshairs. Coming up, let's look at how the crossover premiere went. Well, as NCIS returns for season 20 and picks up where we left off in our hunt for Parker, we're getting a whole lot of drama. The squad must find the elusive Raven, with the FBI still seeking the fugitive. We all saw as Vivian appeared to be conspiring against her ex-husband in the season 19 finale, but now we know that she was trying to get Tobias Fornell's assistance while throwing the FBI off their scent. Not a simple task, that's for sure. While the team investigates, they're also looking at convicts who have filed appeals based on Parker's fugitive status. Herman Maxwell, in particular, was a hacker that Parker had arrested. Up next, who's the Raven? So, Maxwell looks to be a member of Raven's organization, and he even tries to manipulate the squad by offering his help in return for safety. Unfortunately, the FBI unwittingly sabotages their intentions, resulting in armed men kidnapping Maxwell. The series then throws us a curveball when Parker realizes that Maxwell was the Raven all along. While Vivian remains in the hospital after being wounded, Knight and Torres are charged with accompanying Agent Tennant back to Hawaii, where we know Maxwell flew. Tennant and Torres are shooting some sparks, while Ernie's still obsessing on Knight, who isn't quite calling Jimmy her boyfriend, but we all know he is. In the middle of attempting to discover a wanted fugitive, Lucy and Kate are clearly in love and enjoying their relationship. Not the most romantic getaway, but we'll take it. Next, what else do we know about Maxwell? Well, for one, the team discovers that Herman Maxwell was actually Jason Hearns, a student of a guy named Professor Skaggs. The professor had created a tool to help individuals in identifying hate organizations, but Jason exploited it to form his own. This guy has some major issues. So Jason, or Maxwell, felt abandoned by Skaggs and planned to get his revenge by murdering his kid during military training. But of course, his plans were all ruined by Boom Boom's partner, Bam Bam. Now that the real Raven has been discovered, we think it's pretty cool how the creators were able to make it look as though Parker was being duped. They definitely had us fooled, that's for sure. With the next season upon us, we're excited to see what else the NCIS and NCIS Hawaii teams have in store for us next. Now, in other news you might have missed out on. Next up, Agent Torres's NCIS Season 20 will be tough. Honestly, Agent Torres hasn't had the easiest seasons lately. Midway through Season 18, his long-lost and presumed dead father reappeared, only to leave him once more. Ellie Bishop, his love interest, quit NCIS at the end of Season 18 to become a spy. Then, Gibbs' decision to leave NCIS pushed Torres into a spiral for much of Season 19, as Torres considered Gibbs as a mentor figure, even though Alden Parker was an excellent substitute. So, like we just said, not the best time for him right now. Torres' struggles last season made some fans believe that he might be killed off before Season 20. And in the episode Unearthed, while Torres continues therapy with Dr. Grace, he realizes that their lives are in peril. So, is he in trouble? The story revolved around buried riches and magical curses, and the killers needed to track down the person who had hidden their stolen treasure. That brought them to Dr. Grace, who had treated that individual. And of course, Torres happened to walk in on the kidnapping. The bad guys kidnapped him as well. While he wasn't killed as we all feared, he was shot in the shoulder, implying that his problems had only just begun. Next up, will Mark Harmon return after Season 20 of NCIS? In the episode Great Wide Open, Gibbs departs NCIS in quest of adventure after finding peace in Alaska for the first time since his family's loss. As you might have expected, several theories about Mark Harmon's return have come up, with NCIS fans believing that he'd make a surprise return in the next season. And hey, the door's still open if Harmon chooses to go through it. That's not all though, as after Harmon's final appearance on NCIS, executive producer and showrunner Stephen D. Binder issued a statement citing, "So regarding the future of Gibbs, as longtime fans of the show may have seen over the years, never underestimate Leroy Jethro Gibbs. There's still a possibility that Mark Harmon may return to his home ground after Season 20, as the show approaches its 500th episode. With each season having about 23 episodes, we wouldn't be surprised if Harmon returned to mark the milestone event." Finally, Brian Dietzen addresses Polly Perrette's rumored return to NCIS. When you think of NCIS, you generally think of founding cast members Mark Harmon, Michael Weatherly, and Polly Perrette, all of which are no longer with the show. Polly Perrette has been on the CBS comedy Broke since then, which was canceled after 13 episodes in 2020. She then announced her retirement from acting shortly after. It goes without saying, fans were pretty heartbroken, but after consistently dismissing previous claims, might she come out of retirement to return to NCIS in some capacity? We hate to say it, but the answer is most probably a big no. And we say that because Perrette herself has tweeted multiple messages, including one in 2019 that said, "No, I am not coming back, ever." And even according to Dietzen, there wasn't a hidden meaning in the Twitter photo that caused such an uproar. And hey, can't two friends just meet up anymore, Perrette's going to stay retired, so we wish her all the best. That's a wrap for this video. What are you most excited about in the crossover? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.